Hello YouTube, this is Virtual Victory, and today I'm going to show you how to speed up your Android. Really any Android, and how to fix your lagging Android. Now Androids tend to lag after a while, or if you install a custom ROM, or you're very techy with it, or really after use, for a while. Now most YouTuber videos and YouTubers are going to give you one way to do this, and I'm going to give you two, and a more efficient way than the original. Now, most YouTubers will tell you root your phone and then download an app that changes your CPU, which is the CPU is the processor, and you can change your CPU usage, and that should fix it. Now, that doesn't always fix it though. I've noticed that barely fix it actually. So, first thing you're gonna do is root your phone. If you don't know what root permissions are on an Android phone, you probably are not rooted. They do not come rooted when you buy them. So you're going to need to refer to my video on my channel on how to root it without a computer. Um, I'll put the link in the description of that video. And also, so before you continue with this, root your Android. Next, right after you root an Android, the first app you should install is called ROM Toolbox Pro. Now, it's a $5 app, $4.99, but luckily for you guys, I have the app file in the description for you to download. Now, I upload it to a site called Mega, so if you're using your Android to continue this tutorial, or do this tutorial, please download the Mega app, it looks like this, from the Play Store to download my file. Otherwise, when you click on the link, it's going to say, is Mega already installed? And then you have to install it and then re-click the link. It's this top one right here. And once that happens, you can finally re-click the link and it'll allow you to do it. Now, you do not need a Mega account if you're smart, and you do not need to download the app if you do this to your Chrome and then click Request Desktop Site. And this will allow you to download it without an account when you click on the link. So, or downloading the app. It's your choice. If you like this video and I help you throughout this video and you notice your phone is a lot better and faster, please subscribe. Now, or like the video or comment below. I would really appreciate the feedback because I like to reply to you guys as much as possible to help you out. I'm a different kind of channel. I like to actually help as much as possible, unlike a lot of tutorial videos on technology. I kind of ignore a lot of their comments, your guys' concerns. You might be able to even look back at some of my videos and see I've always replied. Now, without further ado, here we go. Once you have ROM Toolbox installed, which if you don't know how to install an app from a link instead of the Play Store, what you need to do is you need to go to your settings and go to security settings. And then you're going to need to select unknown sources. Allow installation of apps and other sources other than the Play Store. Now, when you have downloaded the file, it'll pop up down here, and probably right here it'll say file downloaded. You're going to want to click on it, and then it'll say package install it after you click that unknown sources. And it will install for you directly to your device, and it will be the Pro version. Next, open up ROM Toolbox Pro. Now, I'm going to start with the way that most YouTubers don't really explain, and you can only get this with ROM Toolbox. Go to your app manager. I don't know why it just turned black. It's probably because of the screen recorder. It's not have anything to do with my speed, because my speed when I'm not recording is amazing compared to this. So just give it a minute, because the screen recorder, obviously, it's not KitKat, I'm running on Jelly Bean. KitKat comes with a pre-installed screen recorder. Anyway, you're going to want to swipe twice, and then you're going to get to this. Select Apply on Boot, and then you're going to want to select or set it up exactly how I have it. You can click on this to see what you're doing, and it'll explain it more. Foreground app, I max out because that's the app that you are currently using that's on the screen. Let's say I open up Facebook. Visible app is the apps that are in the background like these, and you can just click on these to see what those are. Now, secondary server or hidden application, those are apps that run in the background. You always want to have visible app because otherwise you will not receive notifications from like Facebook and stuff down in your notification pull down. Also, once you have it set up like that, click apply and then save it as your preset. So save as custom. Okay, and then you're going to want to click apply again. Now, next thing, I have a lot of apps that were starting up right when I turn on my phone. All these apps were turning on at the same time, like a desktop computer. That's what Android does. Right when I turn on my phone and causing it to lag. I don't want any, really, apps popping up right when I turn on my phone. Honestly, I feel like that is not what I really think is productive. Because if I'm going to turn on my phone, I know what I'm going to go to. I'm going to go to my messenger first, whatnot. I don't need those popping up and running in the background right away. There's also ignore lists. Keep all those the same. Otherwise, your system will be lagging like crazy. Like Android system, keep that ignore list. Phone, ROM toolbox, because that's, obviously everything we're setting up. And system UI is basically what is showing up on your phone. Okay, next, these are the tasks that are currently running. Don't really mess with that right now. What you're gonna want to go to is you're gonna want to go next after you have all that set up. You're gonna want to go to performance, so swipe to the side and go to CPU control. Now, this is normally what YouTubers tell you to do. Now, this right here, I'm gonna explain this to you. A CPU is basically the processor. The higher you currently are using on your CPU, the more battery drain you're going to have, but the faster and the less lag on your device you're going to have. The lower min slider is, the minimum of what it's ever going to use. So, for example, let's say I have it on 810 max. That means if I have 10 apps open at one time and they're really using a lot of CPU, it will never go over that, causing my device to lag and freeze, and even exit apps, force quit them, that kind of stuff, make them not respond. But I will never really need more. What we did just a second ago should never need your processor to be very high. In fact, 810 is kind of a lot. After what we just did, putting the foreground apps, with that much power. Next, governors, I will explain. Power save is what it's always going to try to stay on the lowest. Performance, it's always going to try to stay at the max. Interactive, on-demand, and user space are kind of similar. You might want to look up the difference. I'm not going to go into details with that, but they're similar. What it is the more apps you have open, it's going to respond to how many apps you're using and how much you are using your device at one time. And it'll respond to that. Next, go to CPU profiles. I'm going to recommend you create a profile and click use profile and create it on like screen off profile. So when you lock your screen and you're not using your device, obviously, you're not going to drain your battery. So I would suggest putting max frequency all the way down, and min frequency all the way down, governor power save, and priority 100%. So when you turn off your screen, you're using almost no power, allowing you to save battery life. Next, screen on. Now, like I said, 810 is a lot for what we just did with the foreground. So, and min, you're always going to want it on the lowest because, when you have your screen on and you're not really doing anything, you're just moving, playing with your device, it's probably going to be on a lower frequency to save power. Keep that on demand. On demand is usually the default for phones. Just FYI. Priority 100 because the screen can't be on and off at the same time, so it doesn't matter if they have the same priority. But like when my phone is charging, I set that to a lower profile. I need to actually change that because my priority for that needs to be higher than the other ones. So I'm going to set these back down to a little bit lower because when my phone can be charging and on full but have the screen on off at the same time. So we want that higher than the others. Okay. the priorities for those two don't need to be really matching because you can never have the screen on and off at the same time. Benchmark is just going to test, to see what you're doing here. And pretty much that's going to speed up your device a lot. Kernel information, CPU, all of that. I do recommend getting one more app just to make sure you're not draining a lot of battery with what you are changing or causing too much stress on your battery, so you need to buy a new one. So, okay, next you're going to want to download System Monitor, and that's going to be able to monitor your system so you can keep track of what you're doing. Your battery, your storage stats, all of that. This is Virtual Victory signing off. I'm sorry for that interruption.